to support you.
And hello everyone, thank you for holding off there. We had a few little technical glitches to get through.
Hello?
Hello, so we have Pete, our local Wolfie in Lords of War. He received his books today, and dice and cards, and yesterday, and he has actually kept it in the clean film, in the plastic wrap, to do it for the stream. We thought we'd do it, and we've got Walshie on the stream again. Our mad dog,
the Space Wolves.
So Pete's just going to go through. He's kept away from all groups, so he's kind of kept a minimal profile based on what's been happening with the Space Wolves. So it's kind of like a live reaction of what he's feeling, because he's kept his Space Wolves. He played Space Wolves at pretty much all our tournaments, determined to make them work.
Yeah, made them work.
So I'll hand over to Pete and let him run through it, and me and Walshie will just, I think, come in with questions randomly, I think.
Well, first off, what you have to do, show everybody the Discord screen in the reflection from the telephone.
And just before you go, shout out to Dan LeBrown. Thank you for following us. We appreciate every single follow we get.
And if anybody's got any questions, they want to join us in the chat. Our mate Carl was saying he would probably join us as well.
If it's a really tough question, ask it to Pete. He loves them questions.
I love them.
As you guys know, we use this as a relief for people during the lockdowns. So chat away. If you want to chat with each other, we're happy with that as well.
Relief mostly. Yeah. All right. So looking at the front, there's some Primaris, some old, some what's called firstborns. So doesn't look like any hints of getting any Primaris Terminators, but they've got the Redemptors up there, and everyone else is Primaris. Very pretty artwork. Very pretty artwork. Anyways, right, so let's just read through the fluff for the next 40 minutes. You know you want me to.
Let's
get companies in here.
We need to leave your things for your special on time, Pete.
Yes. Color guides. Okay.
It's good toilet reading, Walshie. That's what I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've been listening to one of the things I've been trying to do. It came in just before this lockdown, but while we had all the restrictions, was I'm trying to get through the Black Library books. So I managed to get as far as Nemesis now. So started again, working my way through.
Sorry, Pete, just to block you off. For some reason, on Twitch, we get no video. Carl has joined us on Twitch, and there is no cut. So I'm going to have to quickly restart the stream. I don't know why that's happening. So sorry, guys. We will be back in literally 2 seconds.
Cool. Sorry, guys. So we're back. Again, still got the Space Wolves codex.
Not quite yet. We're live now on Facebook. Yep, we're back. And we're back on Twitch. Sorry about that.
That's all right. Well, I was just having a look. Hues of the Storm, so that's just confirming some of the things I already knew about how to paint different shoulder pads for different units. So, confirmed that Outriders are Bloodclaws, according to this. That makes sense. So big. See, against the main enemy. Here we are. This is what I've just been listening to. Was Thousand Suns, All Is Dust. So all about the Thousand Suns at the moment. In my opinion, Magnus didn't do everything wrong. He had he had good reasons for what he was doing, but that's another contentious issue. But so straight away we've got the rules. So detachment abilities, stratagems, warlord traits, sagas, relics, special issue war gear, the Tempestus discipline, which has been updated. We've got all the chapter approved match play rules. We've got crusade rules, updated data sheets, all of the war gear, points values, and the glossary and the reference. One thing that I've kind of missed, there's no what are they called? Strategy cards. You know the. Oh, what were they called? Do you know what I mean? The objective cards.
Oh, yeah. Well, they've. Have you not got any faction-specific objectives? Because that was a big talk on Hellstorm this morning, actually.
Yeah, I'll have a look. But it was just I've noticed that. Oh, they've just kind of vanished off, haven't they? So
Yeah, well, the mission cards, like
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
because they don't fit into any of the missions anymore, do they?
no,
no. I think you just got faction-specific objectives, secondary objectives now.
yeah.
Hmm.
All right. So you can kind of skip over these couple of pages. It's all about successor chapters and building a combat patrol. Who wants to play combat patrol? Then you can have 2,000 points. Hey. So detachment abilities. Space Wolves detachment is one that only includes models with Space Wolves keyword. No kidding. It's also an Adeptus Astartes detachment as described in Codex Space Marine, and as such, all Adeptus Astartes detachment abilities also apply to that detachment. Nice. Swiftclaws units and Space Wolf detachments gain the Headstrong and Berserk charge abilities. If every unit in your army then the Combat Doctrine ability and is a Space Wolf, they gains the Savage Fury ability. Now this is the thing for the assault phase, so nothing's really changed here since the FAQ. But for anyone who didn't know, while the Assault Doctrine is active for your army, each time a model in this unit makes a melee attack, an unmodified hit roll of 6 scores 1 additional hit. Not roll again, it just scores 1 additional hit. So, always good. And it's unmodified as well, so
it is when
it
you
doesn't
rank
matter if there's any minuses. So we've got our stratagems, and I'm probably going to pull out the cards and just go through them on the cards because it'll be that much easier. I am going to have to go murder somebody though.
Is it gone? Has it gone?
It's gone.
Oh,
What's gone?
Lone Wolf.
Oh,
I know.
So for anyone who is completely unaware of Pete's playstyle at our tournaments, this was a regularly used stratagem. Normally to be fair, in ITC it was not a bad one to use because you denied points half the time, but it was very frustrating, and he used it so many times.
Yep.
So and he's been very worried that this was going to go, and me and Walshie are slightly happy.
Yeah. But I'm just looking through here. We've got some things
fun thing to the game, so it's a bit sad.
It took some of the fluff out, but we've got something here which I've already spotted, which is quite nice, which is Deed Worthy of a Saga. This is an epic deed stratagem. Use this stratagem in any phase when a Space Wolf character model, excluding vehicle models, from your army that does not have a Warlord trait meets the requirement for a deed, which is on page 49, we'll get to in a minute. At the end of that phase, until the end of the battle, that model gains the Saga ability associated with that deed. That's nice. That's nice. But there's also one here which is going to be great. I mean, I'm not going to play them because they're not my bag. What?
So your wife has just commented on Facebook saying, so this is why you cleared your desk.
No. Yeah, that's a whole computer issue. But yeah, so we've got the other one here, which is Warrior of Legend, which you could probably build an incredibly nasty Thunderwolf Cavalry Warlord, Wolf Lord on it. So use the stratagem after nominating a Space Wolf's character model that is not a named character to be your Warlord. You can generate 1 additional Warlord trait. This must be from the Space Wolf Warlord traits. It must be unique. If randomly generated, reroll duplicates. And that model has access to each saga associated to the Warlord trait. So you can get someone with 2 Warlord traits and the associated saga that goes along with it.
And so just get this clear, the associated sagas are?
So Space Wolf Warlord traits are different to regular, anyone else's. Actually, I can't think of anyone else who's got this kind of ability baked in. But I'll just pick this one here. So Warlord trait, the Wolfkin. For the purposes of its shock assault ability, this Warlord is always treated as having made a charge move and makes D3 additional attacks instead of 1 as a result of that ability. So it's a nice warlord trait, especially for like a combat heavy.
Yeah,
Then we come
so
over
always
to,
extra D3 attacks.
but then we come over here to sagas, and the saga that is linked to Saga of the Wolfkin. So first off, you get a deed, which is like a mini objective, like it's like a mini game kind of. So for the Wolfkin warlord trait, the deed of the Wolfkin is an enemy model is destroyed as a result of a melee attack made by this model. So use your melee warlord to kill someone in melee.
Yeah, that's like what you want to do.
Yeah. If you manage to do that, while friendly Space Wolf core unit is within 6 inches of this model, that unit is always treated as having made a charge move for the purpose of its shock assault ability.
So basically, your units are getting the extra attacks for just nothing.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
No, not for nothing. The warlord had to have killed someone.
But still.
But you can double these up, though. So there are a few more in here that are quite nice.
That's quite a nice combo, to be fair.
Yeah. This is that one. This one's a trickier one to do, but this is Warrior Born. At the start of the fight phase, if this warlord is within engagement range of any enemy units, it can fight first that phase. So this is the one that comes baked into Ragnar. Yeah. And then his deed for that is if he kills an enemy character. So an enemy character model is destroyed as a result of a melee attack made by this model. I think Ragnar should manage that, but that pops off his aura, which is at the start of the fight phase. Each friendly Space Wolf core unit that is within 6 inches of this model and within engagement range of any enemy units fights first that phase.
Well, that's not bad. That brings back the old rule of fighting first of non-chargers on your turn. But killing a character, I know you got a high chance of doing that with some of your characters if you get in there, but getting in, I think that one's a bit more situational.
Yeah. Here's another good one. This one is probably what you're going to see your Wolflord Cavalry. I know we're focusing a lot on Warlord traits, but there's a lot of intricacy here around what Space Wolves can and can't do with them, especially because they have this extra saga part. So I'm going to look at this one here for you, Jason, which is Hunter. So you add 1 to advance and charge rolls made for this Warlord, and the Warlord is eligible to charge in a turn in which it advanced or fell back.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, very nice. So you put that onto Thunderwolf Cavalry, which can already advance anyways, but they get +1 to that advance now as well thanks to the Warlord trait. And then you switch over to its Saga. So successfully charge an enemy unit with this model. That's all you have to do.
Which you're pretty
Seriously?
That's all you have to do.
You're pretty much guaranteed to be doing at this precise moment with that lot.
Yeah. So again, you're putting this on Thunderwolf Cavalry. That's what you're doing. So you managed to make that charge. While friendly Space Wolf core unit is within 6 inches of this model, that unit is eligible to declare a charge in a turn in which they advanced. While a friendly Space Wolf's core unit with the Swift Hunter's ability is within 6 inches of this model, that unit is eligible to declare a charge in a turn in which they fell back.
That's quite nice. So you could use the Thunder of Cavalry to set up a bunch of charges after advancing and shooting and whatever.
Well, they could already advance and charge now.
Yeah, but what I mean is you'd be buffing up another unit following up behind them.
Yeah.
That have advanced and probably done some shooting and now can then charge.
Mm-hmm. But with
nice.
that stratagem there, Jason, the Warrior of Legend, it's 1 CV, by the way, to give him an extra Warlord trait. You can have a Thunderwolf Cavalry guy who's got Hunter, so he's got +1 to his advance and charge rolls, so which is going to help you get that successful charge off anyways for your Saga. And then you can kind of just pick, because if you went for Wolfkin, he's making an additional D3 attacks each time he charges. And he can fall back and charge in again. And if he successfully destroys or kills an enemy model, just a model, not a unit, an enemy model, then he always gets that D3 attacks for and all the Space Wolves around him get that as well. Not the D3, but they get their shock assault. Yeah, so you could combo Hunter and Wolfkin. It's quite a nasty.
I know from my point of view.
Is this still a Warlord? Oh.
Sorry, no, go on, Walshie, go on.
I was going to say, is this still a Warlord trait that gives you a +1 attack?
There used to be one which gave you an extra attack, but I'm not
Yeah.
seeing that here anymore.
See, so
That
I
used
think
to
that's
be-
what they've done is they're kind of using the shock attack as like almost a little.
Yeah, that used to be
buffer
Saga of the
stop
Wolfkin.
people
You
from
get
attacking.
+1 attack.
Yeah,
Well,
that's just interesting how they kind of limited it.
I mean, the other ones here, I'll just go through them. You've got Beast Slayer. So while the Warlord is within engagement range of any enemy monster or vehicle units, it adds 1 to its attack characteristics. There you go. That's against monsters and vehicles.
Which has become quite a big thing recently. So yeah, vehicles is a big thing in 9th.
And the second side of that is each time this Warlord makes an attack against a monster or vehicle unit, add 1 to that attack's hit and wound roll. Hit and wound roll.
You're hitting on 2s anyway, so that's not that great. To be fair,
well,
anyway.
There's still some things which are minuses, and you can...
Yeah, it cancels out like shimmer fields and things like that.
So it keeps us hitting on 2s. That's the main thing.
True.
And Thunderhammers are still -1. Are they still -1 to hit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair though, the other option sounds a better deal than that one.
Oh yeah. Oh well, I'll read the saga for that one. So if you pick that one, if you manage to destroy a monster or vehicle by a result of an attack made by this model, while a friendly Space Wolf core unit is within 6 inches of this model, each time a model in that unit makes a melee attack against a monster or vehicle, add 1 to that attack's wound roll. So you're turning them into Blood Angels.
So that's really good if you know you're going to be facing a vehicle heavy list.
Vehicles and monsters.
But, so in a fluff game, friendly game, that's probably quite a good one to go with. But for a tournament style, that seems nowhere near as good as the other one, purely because how often are you going to go against them really heavy? And we know that's not always the case at tournaments. It's such a varied list you hit.
So we've done Wolfkin, haven't we? Because that's the one about always making the D3 additional attacks.
Yeah.
We've done Warrior Born, which is fighting first. We've done Hunter. We've got 2 more here, which I never used these ones in 8th. These are revamped versions of those. But for the Aura of Majesty, you add 3 inches to the range of the Warlord's Rites of Battle, Tactical Precision, Chapter Master, and Spiritual Leader abilities to a maximum of 9 inches.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
And you add 3 inches to the range of any litanies recited by this Warlord, again to a maximum of 9. So Ulrich the Slayer, he's our big rune priest, our big chaplain, kind of wolf priest, and he gets that. So he's got 9 inches on his. That's all right. And then Bjorn gets it as well. And I never really understood it on Bjorn, but it gave an extra 3 inches on all those reroll ones. So I was happy to have it. The last one, and the saga for that. At the start of the command phase, this model is within range of an objective marker that is more than 6 inches away from your deployment zone. That's all they had to do to get that one to go off.
Oh, sorry, Pete. Sorry to interrupt you. We have a comment from Ash. It's been a while since we've heard from you, Ash. I hope it is all safe. Things like Fight Again being removed from characters hurts the Smash Captain concept, although I don't think it's a bad thing to get +1 to wound vehicles and monsters. Now, I think we agree, Ash. It's quite nice, but I guess it depends on the list you face. You could end up having that and then face a 0 vehicle list, which I think is highly unlikely at the moment from what I've seen in 9th, but you just lost a big chunk of help, I think.
Well, just to carry on, the Aura of Majesty, the saga for that is just beyond an objective marker within, as long as it's 6 inches outside of your deployment zone. And if you can do that, Space Wolf core unit is within 6 inches of that model. Each time a morale test is taken for that unit, it's automatically passed.
See, that's quite good because objectives are key in 9th.
Yeah.
Again, with Marines, how often are you really going to be failing many
morales?
It's nice to have, but
that's where I'm at with it.
Defenders of humanity and all that kind of stuff, and
with the no fear re-rolling, it's unlikely. And how often are you going to be running big squads of troops?
Yeah. We'll see. I want to get to the units in a minute. We've spent a lot of time on Warlord traits just because there's some key stuff here. But the last one is Resolve the Bear. So each time the Warlord loses a wound, roll a d6. On a 6, that wound is not lost. So he's got a 6 up, feel no pain. And then each time an attack is made against the Warlord, your opponent cannot re-roll the wound roll and cannot re-roll the damage roll.
That's quite strong.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's not, it could work out.
It's situational. It's only if they roll low on the wound or roll low on the damage, and it's all right.
You can do something like that. I don't know. Can you get transhuman strength off on one of your captains or something like that?
You can get transhuman, but only on Primaris units now.
All right.
So the deed for that, and this is another one I don't really like the deed for this one, because the model loses any. If the model loses any wounds, the deed goes off. So they have achieved their little mini thing. But while friendly Space Wolf core unit is within 6 inches of this model, each time a model in that unit would lose a wound, roll a d6. On a 6, that wound is not lost. So he gives us a 6 up, feel no pain bubble. If it was a 5 up, I don't know.
Yeah, it's all right, but it's not the Wolfen one though, is it? Really?
No. So right, and I'll go back here. So this is Deed Worthier Saga. This is the one I mentioned a minute ago. So it's 2 CP. Use this stratagem in any phase when a Space Wolf character, excluding vehicle models, from your army that does not have a Warlord trait meets the requirements for a deed. At the end of the phase, until the end of the battle, that model gains the Saga ability associated with the deed.
That's quite nice then.
Yeah. So if you have a character that isn't your Warlord who's made a charge, you spend 2 CP, and all units within 6 inches of him, they can
they always get the shock assault build.
Yeah, they can. Oh no, that's the Wolfkin one. But yeah, they can advance and charge. Suddenly you've got everyone around your captain or your lieutenant or whoever it is advancing and charging.
Yeah, you could even have kind of like a 4-boss lieutenant set further up, or do you guys get the 4-boss guys?
Yeah. And there's nothing here to say.
Don't charge your first turn, set 9 inch away.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at it here, right? Meets the requirements for a deed. At the end of that phase, until the end of the battle, the model gains the Saga ability associated with the deed. So wait for this to be FAQ'd. But if I make a charge, I can spend 2 CP to make him a hunter. I can then kill an enemy model and spend 2 CP to give him deed of the Wolfkin.
That's a lot of CP spent, but I'm guessing if it was quite pivotal to the game, and that you knew that would cripple the opponent, then
you suddenly got a character who is advancing and charging, and always having shock assault for everyone around him. So once he's in, it's like a knife in your gut, and they're just twisting it.
I mean, always having shock assault. How often do you get really bogged down in combat? I mean, I've not got stuck. Like everything seems to be over really quickly in combat, but the extra wound on Marines might be sticking around a bit longer if they get charged.
Sorry guys, I've been corrected in 2 chats. No fear isn't a reroll anymore. It just ignores the modifiers on the attrition. Thanks guys. Sorry, I'm not a Marine player. I've only been catching bits and pieces of the night from Marines, and without the tournaments, I've had no real reason to really brush up.
Yeah. Well, we've got the relics here. We've lost a lot of relics. I'm just gonna say that. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 relics now.
Did you not feel you had too many before though? Like to the point that there was too many that there was some that you were never going to pick in it.
Yeah, but some of those ones that I would never pick up are back. But Jason, you'll be so happy to hear the Armor of Rust is still here.
Yeah,
so the bearer has a save characteristic of 2+ and a 4+ invulnerable save. And at the start of the fight phase, you can select one enemy unit within engagement range of the bearer. That unit is not eligible to fight this phase until all eligible units from your army have done so.
Oh, shiny armor. Must stare at shiny armor.
And you'll also be really glad to hear the Wolfenstone is back.
Yeah.
Oh, they changed something though here. Ooh, let me read. So the bearer has the following ability: Bestial Charge Aura. While a friendly Space Wolf core unit is within 6 inches of the bearer, you can reroll charge rolls made for that unit. That's new. That's nice. But then they've got this here. Once per battle at the start of the fight phase, the bearer can invoke the spirits of the Wolfman. If it does, select one friendly Space Wolf unit within 6 inches. So it's one unit that has the Savage Fury ability, which is everyone if it's a Space Wolf detachment. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, the additional hit scored as a result of the Savage Fury ability is achieved on an unmodified hit roll of 5+ for that attack. So it no longer just gives you +1 attack. It just makes the Savage Fury. So in turn 3, 4, 5, you can do it once per battle to make it so that the unmodified hit roll goes from a 6 to a 5.
That's nice, to be fair. I know it's only once.
That's a bit of a dip, but
still,
it's still good. It just makes the Wolfenstein not an auto take.
But to be fair, Relic should never be. Well, I'd rather GW head down the route that something isn't an auto take. Yeah. Carl's just said here in chat, don't forget we can use the space in relics too. So you might have lost someone from the codex, but you got marine relics as well. But I always like the fact that I'd rather relic.
Why would I take some space marine trash when I can have good old Fenrisian?
The thing is, though, if all relics are good but they're not auto takes, I'd rather take that than having a couple of relics that are absolutely amazing and you can just ignore the rest for the rest of your time of this edition.
Yeah.
Just like Yunari, all I ever took was the shroud because it gave the 5 upfield and I paying half damage. Why wouldn't you take it? But I would love to have more options.
Well, there's still a couple more here, which I'll go through. But yeah, the Killer Claw. That Killer Claw was Have they changed that in the FAQ, Pete?
I've not seen any changes to it.
No.
No.
So next one up, we've got it's a upgraded plasma pistol. So Fireheart, 18-inch range, pistol 1, strength 9, AP -4, damage 3.
So
strength 9. That's not bad.
That's not bad, but you're taking one marine out, or you're taking a chunk of wounds off something big.
Remember, you can shoot if you're still in combat in the shooting phase, you can shoot in the
That's true.
In the combat phase. But yeah, it's nice. It could certainly do some damage. Yeah, but there's no other special rules around it. There's no get hots or overcharge for it. Next up, we've got Black Death. So this one's a returning one. So it has to have a mastercrafted power axe or power axe only. Relic replaces the power axe, and it's melee, strength +2, AP -2, damage 1. But each time the bearer fights, it makes D6 additional attack.
Ouch.
But it's only 1 damage. It's strength +2, but it's only 1 damage.
True, that's a bit of a killer on that. And as we know, most things are going to 2 wounds. I know you've got Eld on that, they're not, but you're gonna, especially in a tournament scene, you're gonna be facing mainly marine players.
Yeah, especially as if you replace a mastercrafted weapon, mastercrafted is +1 to the damage characteristic, isn't it?
I think so. Yes.
So it just goes. So you lose that part of it. So it goes from a damage 2 mastercrafted the power axe to a damage 1 mastercrafted power axe with more attacks.
So yeah, it sounds like you're not really trading up, really sideways trade.
Yeah, so it's a side upgrade. If you're going up against like a horde army, that could probably be a lot better because you can just suddenly put out a lot more attacks with him. And then, if you're putting it on someone who's a warlord or has one of the sagas, then might be some combo there. But
because you're going to proc and more attacks, more chance to proc. So you're right. If you're going against someone like Walshie's Orcs or my Elder that are 1 wounders, then yeah, that works out as an upgrade, isn't it? Really, because if you got more chance to proc auto hits and stuff like that. And
are gaunts a significant threat at the moment? Not really seen much of Nids.
I've seen a review of Nids saying that gaunts are useful just again for the mobs of for holding objectives. So you might see them out there if people are bringing them to. There's always NIDs at tournaments.
Yeah.
And we know
Well,
they're getting a book soon.
Well, the next one is the Mountain Breaker Helm. So after making close combat attacks with the bearer before they consolidate, you select one enemy unit within 1 inch of the bearer and roll a d6. On a 2+, that unit suffers d3 mortal wounds.
Yeah, see, you could spike, you could not spike.
Yeah.
If you rolled a 1, you've not really gained much out of it. We might have killed a model, taken a wound or something, but...
Now this one's returning from the Saga of the Beast. This is the Storm's Eye. So you can only give it to a librarian, and once per turn, that's the cool thing, once per turn, in your psychic phase, after resolving the effects of psychic power from the Tempestus discipline that is successfully manifested by the bearer, roll 1d6 for each enemy unit within 12 inches of the bearer. On a 4+, that enemy unit suffers 1 mortal wound.
Yeah, that's cool.
You put that on a Phobos librarian, he's right up in your front lines. And there's nothing in there that says on a 4 up it's for a unit, on a 5 up it's for a character. Because normally with these sort of things you'll see that it's more difficult for it to hurt a character.
Yeah.
But it's just flat 4 up.
See, I think that's quite nice for you, Space Wolves, because your Psychers tend to be in the front lines. I think for any other Psychers, that's probably pretty crap, because I know my Psychers aren't up the front lines, that's for sure.
No.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Pointy ears. But yeah, that's a nice one, you know. You put it on your Phobos librarian. That's your key. That's the only place I can think of giving it to, because then he starts off in your face turn 1.
I can imagine a systematic crusade army led by like a lightning wielding wolf lord.
Well, we haven't. Oh, here's Tempestus is on the next. We'll read those. The last relic here, which, like Carl said, you've got the Space Marine book for, but it's the pelt of the Beowulf. Each time that a melee attack is made against the bearer, subtract 1 from that attack's hit roll and wound roll.
That's not bad.
That's really not bad.
The -1 to hit is not so. It's so the amount of pluses and minuses, but the -1 making yourself harder to wound. That's nice.
I'm going to skip ahead because I really want to look at something quickly to see.
He's cheating, Pete. He's cheating, Walshie.
Wolflord. Okay, so you got your Wolflord on Plunderwolf is toughness 5.
Oh right.
So you give him the pelt of the Beowulf along with 2 of those Warlord traits, the Hunter and the Wolfkin.
You're going to be seeing Thunderwolf
Cow. You're going to be seeing Thunderwolf Cow. And no, Carl, I don't want them back. I gave them to you. You can have them.
He's so nice.
So we've got some special issue war gear here. There's not much. You know, you've got your adamantine mantle. So each time the bearer loses wound, roll a d6 on a 5 up. The wound is not lost. Artificer armor. So that's the 2+, 5+. Mastercrafted weapon, which is the +1 damage to the characters of the weapon. I'm going to come back to that in a minute. I've just seen this one over here. Digital weapons, which is a ancient classic. But yeah, it's 1 extra melee attack. So these are the more Space Wolfy ones. So you've got Mordecai's Teeth Bolts. When you give a model this relic, select 1 bolt weapon, Space Marines, that model is equipped with. When the model is chosen to shoot with, you can choose for that weapon to fire a Mordecai's Teeth Bolt. If you do, you can only make 1 attack with that weapon. But if the attack scores a hit, the target unit is marked by Mordecai, who's the death aspect of Fenrisian's beliefs. Until the end of the turn, and the attack sequence ends, each time an attack is made against a unit that is marked by Mordecai, reroll a wound roll of 1.
You get reroll 1s on. So basically, it's like that Necron's shooting guy that you used to have.
Yeah.
His shooting was crap, but you just want him to hit, so you got the reroll 1s on the unit.
The Triarch Stalker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all it was used for.
Wasn't there a Tau set, one of the custom set things, give a similar thing for hammerheads? And it was like, well, it's kind of nice, but just hammerheads. It could have like that every roll once a wound is nice, but
they've got this one, and I don't know if that's. Oh no, there's still one which is Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's fine. So this is another relic. In the psychic phase, each time a model in the bearer's unit would lose a wound as a result of a mortal wound, roll a d6. On a 4+, that wound is not lost.
That's nice.
So it gives you a 50-50 save against mortal wounds.
Is it shooting or all mortal wounds?
In the psychic phase, it's just psychic phase.
Okay.
Slightly less. Yeah. Oh well. This is the next one. This is one which I think makes mastercrafted weapons kind of null and void for Space Wolves. Like they might as well not put it in here.
Mm-hmm.
When this is frost weapons, so when you give a model this relic, select one of the following weapons that model is equipped with: Lightning Claw, Mastercrafted Power Axe, Mastercrafted Power Sword, Power Axe, Power Sword. Add 1 to the strength and damage characteristics of that weapon. If the model is equipped with 2 lightning claws, improve the characteristics of both weapons. That weapon, or weapons, if the model is equipped with 2 lightning claws, is considered to be a chapter relic. So why are you using Mastercrafted when you can use frost weapon? I guess you could use both. But you give them a frost weapon for +1 strength, +1 damage.
Oh yeah, lightning course with that is that's insane.
Yeah. Welcome to the blender.
And you've got Wolfen on him, so he's getting D3 extra attacks on his Wolf.
Uh-huh.
Can you put twin lightning claws on us?
Yes, you can.
Ooh. Yeah.
It's like one of the characters has that. So yes, you can. And because he's going to be a Wolf Lord, he'll have a baked-in invuln. So we like that one.
Oh, yeah, I don't. No wonder why. Because that's just gonna be death when it touches something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that jump from 4 to strength 5 makes a massive difference with the lightning claws, doesn't it? It's just like because you could just with reroll go in against anything.
So you'd be wounding most things on freeze and rerolling ones if you've done your Morkai. Yeah, that's just death incarnate.
Yeah, I like that. I do. I might have to build some more. I wish, I don't know, I'll have a look, see if Primaris can take lightning claws for Space Wolves, because they should be able to, but I doubt they can. The last one here is another Ho-Hum. It's runic weapon. So this is librarians only. You can add 1 to the Deny the Witch test for the bearer. And when you give a model this relic, select one of the following weapons the model is equipped with: Force Axe, Force Stave, Force Sword. Add 1 to the strength characteristic of that weapon, and the weapon is considered to be a chapter relic.
Yeah. Adding 1 strength allows you to wound better, but
my one there is frost weapon. Just yeah.
So what does it cost you to take one of that? Just upgrade things to that, is it?
If your army is led by a Space Wolves Warlord or a Warlord from the Space Wolves Successor chapter, you can, when mustering your army, give one of the special issue Wargear relics to a Space Wolves character model in your army, or character model in your army that is drawn from the Space Wolves Successor chapter, instead of giving them relic from Codex Space Marines. These are considered to be chapter relics for all rule purposes. Named characters and vehicles cannot be given any of the following relics, because that would be horrific.
Yeah, because doesn't Dwarn have claws?
Bjorn has, it's got a, no, it's not a lightning claw. No, it's a frost claw. It's its own name thing, True Claw. But there is a Thunderwolf Cab character who has a pair of lightning claws. So if you'd given it to him, because he's already got the Wolfkin ability on him, probably. Yeah, that's it for special issue war gear. Frost weapons. I'm just going to blank out the other bits, I think.
I like how he said that's just enough for you to do. Okay, a lot of this is hinging that you actually make it into combat. Now, Marines will probably do that, but against other Marine lists, that might be quite tough to actually achieve. But
well, again, remember, if you're putting this on something like a Thunderwolf Cav Space Wolf Lord, then they are advancing and charging. And they've got +1 to that advance and +1 to that charge, haven't they?
So against mech, like really small, powerful units, these sound really cool. But I think they even even if they're strong and hitting hard, I think you'll still struggle against big swarms.
Yeah, but you'll generally be sat around with either some wolfen hanging near him or other wolf riders with him, and they'll be kicking out and dealing a lot of damage. So it's a lot to take down Roman, and they'll have charged into the middle and taken an objective straight off.
That's true.
Probably pushing for a backfield objective.
And then you've got space. Then you've got other space wolves who are going to be using the where is it? Cunning of the Wolf for 1 CP. Use this stratagem during deployment. Select one Space Wolf infantry unit. All models in that unit gain the outflank ability.
Yeah, true.
Oh, and there's this one. This is one that I really like actually. This is go for the throat for 2 CP. I know I'm jumping around here, so I am sorry. It's just there's a lot to Space Wolves. Use this stratagem in your command phase if the Assault Doctrine is active for your army. So turn 3.
That's if everything's still alive at turn 3.
Yeah. Until your next command phase, each time a Space Wolf model from your army makes an attack with a pistol or melee weapon, on an unmodified wound roll of 6, improve the armor pen characteristic of that attack by 1. This bonus is cumulative with combat doctrines. You can only use this stratagem once per battle. Oh, this one's going to help. You know what we were saying about the we're going to be seeing more Thunderwolves? Here's a stratagem just for them. Use the stratagem in your charge phase. Select one enemy unit within engagement range of any Space Wolf units from your army. Until the end of the turn, each time a friendly Space Wolf Beast, so that's your Fenris-eating wolves and your Cyber Wolves, or Space Wolf Cavalry, which is your Thunder Wolves, unit declares a charge that target the selected unit. Roll 1 additional d6 and discard one of the dice. 3 dice, pick the highest if you really want to.
Yeah.
But you don't have to pick the highest. I'm not sure why you might not want to, but there you go. And then until the end of the turn, each time a friendly Space Wolf's cavalry makes an attack with its crushing teeth and claws against the selected unit, each time a friendly Space Wolf's beast model makes an attack with its teeth and claws against the selected unit, you can re-roll the wound roll.
That's good.
Right.
So what we've introduced here is Thunderwolf Cavalry are good now, and we'll be seeing them on the board.
Yeah. They were a bit lackluster last edition.
I assume they've had the change to the Storm Shield, though.
Yes. Yeah, they have.
So there are 4 rather than a 3 up.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if they were 3 up still?
They're still 2 up. They're still 2 up instead, though, aren't they? 2 up, 3 up. 2 up, 4 up.
2 up armor. Quickly blast through Tempestus because I can't imagine there's much confused here. Just looking at the names of the powers. There's one new one I've not seen before, but Living Lightning, everyone's favorite. Living Lightning has a warp charge value of 6. Manifested, the closest enemy unit within 18 inches and visible to the Psyker suffers D3 mortal wounds. Then roll 1d6 on a 2 to 4. The closest other enemy unit within 6 inches of and visible to that unit suffers 1 mortal wound. On a 5+, it suffers D3 mortal wounds.
Yeah,
Strategy. They've lost Living Lightning, so you can't make it bounce more. Okay. Yeah.
What was the one in the Psychic Awakening? Is that all discounted now?
I need to check that. That's a Witchfire as well. So, all right. Murderous Hurricane. It's a malediction. Warp charge value of 6. Oh yeah. Living Lightning was warp charge of 6 as well. That's not bad. That's makes them very easy to get off, really.
Yeah, 6 is if you do need it, we'll re-roll.
6,
Although you have
6.
to roll both now.
6. Okay, right. All of them are 6 apart from Jaws of the World Wolf, which is 7. Okay. So Murderous Hurricane, Malediction, 6 up. If manifested, select one enemy unit within 18 inches of this Psyker. Nothing about being able to see them. Until the start of your next Psychic phase, if that unit is not wholly on or within a terrain feature, that unit cannot fire Overwatch. So if they're out in the open, you can't spend your strategy points to Overwatch.
last edition, that would be really strong. Now, I've noticed a lot of people aren't really overwatching, to be fair.
Yeah.
So,
well,
unless you're Tau, then you just also do it, because then everything gets free Overwatch.
Yeah. But the other part of this one is, in the fight phase, that unit is not eligible to fight until after all eligible Space Wolf units from your army have done so. So you also can't interrupt with them.
Oh, that's handy.
So it's a 6-up. Let's see what other ones there are here that can be any use. Because that's borderline on the... I might take that one. Next up is Tempest Wrath, which is a malediction. Tempest Wrath has a warp charge value of 6. If manifested, select one enemy unit within 24 inches of the Psyker. Again, nothing about having to see them. Until the start of your next Psychic phase, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, subtracts 1 from the attack's hit roll. So you're making something -1 to hit.
Not bad.
Yeah, put it on some nasty shooting unit. And every time you change a pip on a dice, it does make it. It throws the odds off, doesn't it?
It does.
So Instincts Awoken, that's the new one. This is one that not seen. It's a blessing. It's warp charge 6. If manifested, select one friendly Space Wolf unit within 18 inches of this Psyker. Until the start of your next Psychic phase, each time a model... So next Psychic phase, cool. Each time a model in that unit makes an attack, the Assault Doctrine is considered to be active for that attack instead of the currently active Doctrine. Hi. Like this. If the Assault Doctrine is already active for your army, then on an unmodified rune roll of 6, improve the armor pen characteristic of that attack by 1. This is cumulative with the bonus from the Assault Doctrine. Hi. You guys have gone quiet.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's quite depressing listening to this, because both me and Pete run a melee army, and this is like a dream come true for any person who wants to run a melee army.
Yeah, like, I think they have pretty much done the best at turning wolves into one of the alpha. Well, probably the alpha melee army. Especially with the constant +1 to hit and things like that. You just like
You can stack that if you're in the assault phase already. You're upping the armor pen by 1. This is cumulative with the bonus from the Assault Doctrine. Right, so go for the throat. You can up the armor pen by 2 if you use that, and you wound roll a 6. All right, okay. I like that. That's
yeah, the extra AP is always good.
But yeah, so being able to just be in the Assault Doctrine, so that's your 6+ to hit, scores an extra hit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that. What time is it? We haven't. Yeah, gosh.
Yeah, we
haven't got some units yet.
Yeah, I was just about to say, are we getting to you soon? Just purely for timing.
Stormcaller, so it's a blessing. It's an aura. Has a warp charge value of 6. Until next start Psychic phase, friendly Space Wolf models receive the benefit of light cover within 6 inches.
It's not bad.
No. And then Jaws of the World Wolf, which is in the vein of any slow-moving unit. It's a warp charge value. It's Witchfire. It's warp charge value of 7. If manifested, select one enemy unit within 18 inches and visible to the Psyker. Roll 1d6 for each model in that unit, adding 1 to the result if the Psychic test was 9 or more. For each roll of a 6+, that unit suffers 1 mortal wound. That's dead. That's dead to me now. Well, it used to be you would roll, you'd roll to do it, and then you roll a dice and for every dice roll above the movement value of that model, they suffer a mortal wound. So or below it. Sorry, everything below it.
Yep.
Was it above?
It must be above.
Yeah,
No, it had
below,
to be above,
it was-
yeah, below it you'd pretty much pass every time.
Yeah. Yes, it's yeah. So yeah, the slower it was, the more likely you were to damage it. So yeah, things like Poxwalkers, you could just spam it out and
Or
because
even
you
all
roll
boys, it was
everything
5
in
up
the
to
unit.
the
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, well, why I never got that. We've got your chapter of rules here. So these are the your progressive objective, which is glory kills. Now at the moment, I'm just going to have to read these, Jason, because I've not played a game yet, so I don't really know how impactful these are going to be.
Yeah, no worries.
So if you select this objective, you score victory points as follows. Score 2 victory points if any character units were destroyed by a Space Wolf unit from your army during this battle round. If no character units were destroyed, but a character unit suffered 3 or more wounds as a result of attacks made by Space Wolf units from your army, score 1 victory point instead. And then score 3 victory points if any monster units were destroyed by a Space Wolf unit from your army during this battle round. If no monster units were destroyed, but a monster unit suffered 3 wounds, 1 victory point instead.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. And
Is it?
Yeah, because
You have to
certain
be in
armies,
characters or
you can get-
monsters.
yeah, I think they're more common in this edition from what I've watched the battle reps now.
Okay. It does say here that a character monster unit cannot count towards both parts of the objective.
But but compared to some of the secondaries that are around now,
yeah,
that's not a bad option to pick over what others have to choose from. Walshie, you agree with that?
So if they'll need to have to get the full 50, be able to max it out is what you're kind of aiming to do. So you have to have like a total of 5 monsters and characters to pick off throughout the game. So yeah, pretty nice. And again, thematic. Come up against Nids, you're going to get lots of monsters.
Yeah.
So, against Eldar, you're going to get characters.
Yeah.
I think at a tournament scene, that's not a bad. If tournaments allowed faction secondaries, which is another thing. It's the same as where we used to have faction specific cards. They were always banned because some were really good for some factions, and some were just really crap. So yeah, if it's allowed at tournaments, I'd say that's a pretty good option to be able to pick from.
Yeah. Well, the next one here is Heroic Challenge. So at the start of your first command phase, you must select 1 Space Wolf character, probably going to be Ragnar, from your army to issue the challenge, and your opponent must select 1 character model from their army to accept the challenge. If either player does not have a character model, they must instead select their warlord. Okay. Score 5 victory points at the end of the battle for each of the following conditions that have been achieved. The model that accepted the challenge was destroyed. The model that accepted the challenge was destroyed as a result of a melee attack. The model that accepted the challenge was destroyed as a result of a melee attack made by the model that issued the challenge. Cue the Benny Hill music as their character runs away from your character to stop you scoring anything.
Thing is,
well, Space Wolves, that's what it is. It's brilliant.
Again, that's thinking about some of the secondaries you pick from. That's actually quite strong because, unless they, like as you said, they hide them or they screen them really well, you're going to get to, or you want to get. If you want to get to someone, you normally can now.
Yeah, you should score a minimum of 5 just for killing that character.
Yeah,
and probably score 10 for killing it in a melee attack, even if it isn't with the guy who issued the challenge.
Yeah, I think getting the guy that issues the challenge is probably quite harder than you probably think, because someone's just going to go, oh, I'm just going to target him and get him off the board. So at least I'm minimising that secondary score, which is what you're going to do in a game, aren't you? You're going to go, how can I stop him from scoring that? Easiest one is to get the one that's issued the challenge off the board. Now, as you said,
sacrifice him.
As you said, the guy that's been targeted is probably going to die no matter what, because unless someone like Walshie that's probably got Gads, you could probably maybe survive.
Yeah.
Or the Nightbringer.
Yeah, or you've got like a
Nightbringer. No, don't issue that challenge.
Yeah, so it could backfire on you as well.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, here's a Void Dragon. Take that down, please.
Yeah. Here's a Swarm Lord. Here's my Knight, who's a character. All right. So that sounds good. You're probably going to get 10 points for that. You're definitely you're going to get at least 5. You're probably going to get 10, and if everything works out, you're going to get 15 at the end of the game. All right. This next one is No Mercy, No Respite, which is these under that category. No Mercy, No Respite.
Yep.
Progressive objective. If you select this objective, you score 2 victory points at the end of each battle round for each of the following achieved by your Space Wars Warlord for a maximum of 5 victory points. An enemy monster or vehicle unit loses any wounds as a result of a melee attack made by this Warlord.
Okay.
An enemy monster or vehicle unit is destroyed as a result of a melee attack made by this Warlord. An enemy character is destroyed as a result of a melee attack made by this Warlord. 5 or more models were destroyed as a result of an attack made by this Warlord. At the start of your command phase, this Warlord is within range of an objective marker that is wholly within your opponent's deployment phase.
Okay, that's actually really strong.
Is it?
Yeah. I think so, yeah. I think as long as you're barreling forward, like you've got that wolf lord,
or your wolf lord, yeah.
Yeah. As
Well,
long as you can keep him alive to just keep getting into combat and killing.
And if he's got the saga, the warlord trait that buffs him against vehicles and monsters, adding 1 to the attack's wound roll.
No, this is why I think that tournaments should ban the faction-specific secondaries, because especially now, until at least all the books are out, because that's a relatively for what we've read so far of all the relics and that's relatively easy for you to score and score well. There's so many options for you to get points, and what was it killing and causing 2 wounds on something, like
and it's 2 victory points at the end of each battle round.
Yeah. Like,
so max 5 per turn, but
yeah.
Yeah, I think as long as you can keep your guy alive, that's very, very scoreable, isn't it? It's good.
Well, it's max, was it 15 per secondary? So
yeah.
If you played well, that's 10 points in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
So even if you get 10 on a secondary, that's good enough, I think. Now you obviously want to be hitting 15 because they're high scoring points, but I think if you can guarantee for yourself 10, I think that's a good start.
Well, the last one here, again under No Mercy, No Respite. Score 3 victory points at the end of your turn if 2 or more Space Wolf units from your army are within engagement range of an enemy unit or have completed a charge move this turn.
So
you're not going to get it turn 1.
Or 2 units in combat, yeah.
Yeah, but
you get it.
You don't.
How many points is it, sorry?
3 points at the end of your turn. So to get the full 15, you have to do it for 5 turns.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
2 charges a turn, or 2 combats every turn.
Yeah, but it's doable for you guys. Looking at
yeah.
That's that.
Yeah.
And to be fair, if you're not doing that and you're running a melee army, you failed. You're not going to win the game anyway.
No.
But
Jason, I'm just going to quickly come back to. Yeah, here it is. Counter charge. 1 CP. All right, 1 CP. Use this stratagem in your opponent's charge phase. Select 1 Space Wolf unit from your army. Until the end of their phase, that unit is eligible to perform a heroic intervention if it is within 6 inches horizontally of an enemy unit. And when performing a heroic intervention with that unit, you can move each model in that unit up to 6 inches. All other rules for heroic interventions still apply. This stratagem costs 0 CP if the Space Wolf unit you select is a character.
Oh yeah, no, I understand that secondary is quite easy for you. As I said, if you're running like all your melee units and you're not and you can't score that, then you've not run that army very well.
I'm going to skip over Crusade rules because I know people aren't. That's not what people are watching this for. So we're up to data sheets now. You've got Berserk Charge, some new abilities here. Berserk Charge, Headstrong. So this is the thing for Blood Claws. And if the unit does not contain a Wolfguard model, then each time this unit declares a charge, you must select the closest eligible enemy unit as one of the targets of that charge. Okay. So it's a bit of a nerf on them because if they don't want to be charging the closest thing, kind of position things up to like make sure they're not charging what they want to be charging. But you're going to put a Wolfblood character in there anyway, so.
So, with this side of this piece, shall we go through stuff that's new / changed, and anything that's still the same? Just
I'm just going to quickly skim through. Njal, 2 psychic powers in the psychic phase and can deny 2 psychic powers in your opponents. No smite and 3 powers for Tempestus. Okay, cool. Ayak. Now Ayak, I know of the Anvil Shield. This model has a 3+ invuln. This is a 2+, 3+ invuln. And he's a lieutenant now. So you can take him and a Space Wolf lieutenant without having to use 2 different HQ slots.
Oh, nice.
So I'm just going to go through him because he's a beast. Movement 5 inches, he's Terminator armor. Weapon skill 2+, ballistic skill 2+. Strength 5, toughness 4, 5 wounds, 4 attacks, leadership 8, and a 2+ Terminator armor save. So he's got foe hammer. So this is basically his hammer. He uses it as a shooting attack and as melee. So it's 12-inch shooting, assault 1, strength times 2, so it's strength 10 shooting, AP -3, 3 damage.
Oh, it's quite nice.
Yeah, and each time an attack made with this weapon is allocated to a character or monster, add 1 to the damage characteristic of that attack, taking it up to damage 4.
Ooh. Oh, that's nasty.
Oh, he could hurt Gaz. Shooting and then melee. Well, again, melee, it's exactly the same profile. Strength times 2, AP -3, damage 3, and again, each time it's against a character or monster, add 1 to the damage. So he's champion of the Kingsguard, so each time this model makes a melee attack against a character, you can re-roll the hit roll. He's hitting on 2s.
So it's auto hit. So basically, he's auto hitting every time.
And he's got the tactical precision aura, so Space Wolf core units within 6 can re-roll wound roll of 1. So strength 10, re-rolling wound rolls of 1.
Basically, he's auto hitting, auto wounding.
I'm gonna. Where's Ajak? Where is he? He's there. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna tidy up his base. Yeah.
I wonder why.
Bjorn, another. He was a must take in all of my Space Wolf lists last edition. So.
Did you not find him hit and miss though?
No, the amount he brought to the game, because he gave you +1 CP, which was worth it anyways.
Yeah.
He was a toughness 8 dreadnought with. He's still a toughness 8 dreadnought, but he used to be movement 8. He's dropped down to movement 6.
Oh, right.
Okay. That's smaller boards. Makes sense.
Yeah. Angels of Death, Duty Eternal, so each time an attack is allocated to this model, subtract 1 for the damage characteristic. Massive buff, because he's never had an invuln. So that's a massive buff. Especially because he's kept his legendary tenacity, so each time this model would lose a wound, roll a d6. On a 5-up, that wound is not lost. So he's taking fewer wounds, and then he's still got his Feel No Pain to negate some of the others as well.
What's his points now?
He's 10 power level. Points, where are you, Bjorn? 175 points, plus 5 for the Hellfrost, 5 for a Melt Cannon, or 20 for Twin Las. So 195 points for Bjorn with Twin Las. And he's still got his Claw, True Claw. So he's Strength 7, plus 5 for True Claw, AP -4, d6 damage, and each time an attack is made with this weapon, you can re-roll the wound roll. So Strength 12, re-rolling the wounds.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
He's certainly someone who could sit on an objective, and if anyone wants to come and try and take it, good luck. You'd be facing a claw to the face.
He still kept core?
Well, he's a character, so for free you could countercharge 6 inches. Heroically intervene 6 inches. I don't know, they've taken away the heroically intervene 6 inches from everyone, but given us that stratagem so all the characters can do it for free anyways.
Which is a really weird way of doing it. Or you spend a CP for any unit to do it. So.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So I know that he's not new, but there are some big changes, and he's somebody that would always.
That's a bit. Oh, yeah. That's it. Again. That's a little bit. We've taken it away, but not really. We've just hidden it in the back. You know, it's still there, but we're just hidden it. It's quite.
What they're trying to do
Up
is.
until now, I've been lamenting the fact they've taken away the heroic and being 6 inches of all my characters.
But
it's only 3 inches. Oh, hey, wait! No, it isn't, because it's
It's
free.
only one a turn, if it's a stratagem.
It's only one a turn, but
yeah.
But still, I that's probably more trying to make it more of a tactical decision than just
Space Force and tactics. Come on, charge ABC. Always be charging. We're going to quickly look at Ulrich the Slayer, because now that we've got litanies, which I've still not been able to use because we didn't get litanies until after the first lockdown, so winning. So he's got the Wolf Helm of Russ aura, so models in that unit. Space Wolf Core within 9 inches can use the model's leadership characteristics instead of their own. He's got the Slayer Oath, and he's leadership 9, so yeah. He's got the Slayer Oath, and if an enemy character or monster model is destroyed by an attack made by this model, then until the end of the battle, you do not need to roll to see if litanies recited by this model are inspiring. They are automatically inspiring. And he comes with a baked-in 4-up invul.
Nice. I just don't like any of the leadership stuff, especially on a Marines, as we said earlier, or she said. You're not really suffering from that. And even now, Orcs, like losing only potentially 2 models a turn, like it's not really
a problem. But Jason, here's the reason it's taken. So ignore the leadership side of it. The Slayer's Oath, if you get to kill a character or monster, Ulrich knows the Litany of Hate and 2 other litanies from the Litanies of Battle.
Oh, okay.
So do not roll to see if litanies recited by this model is inspiring. They are automatically inspiring.
So basically, every time you kill something, you just get your litany.
If this model is on the battlefield, it can recite 2 litanies it knows that have not already been recited by a friendly model that battle round.
Nice.
So you just get 2 automatically.
Yeah, that's actually.
I mean, I think there are some people who could read it that it's free, but no, you have to pick 2. So I'd read it.
How much more is he than a standard priest? Is he kind of like, if you consider taking a priest, would you?
Ulrich the Slayer, 110 points, or a Wolfpriest, Wolfguard. What? Where are they? Oh no, because they were in Codex Space Marines, aren't they?
Oh right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had it on hand. There you go. Captain. Chaplain. So a regular chaplain is 80 points, and then plus a weapon. Chaplain and librarian is 95. The chaplain on the bike is 115 points. Primaris chaplain is 85 points. So you're looking at an extra 25 points.
Yeah, it's worth it. So it's just like that's how I used to see Anvar, like for the Tau. I used to obviously you always took an April for the Sense of Stone, but Anvar for like a few extra points and getting 2 random bodyguards that could just take some bullets. But you gain 2, you could run 2, and then you got the leadership across the whole. So it's kind of the same thing. I know it's not the same, but it's the same sort of way of working. And it was always worth that, just that tiny, and we know how powerful litanies can be for Space Marines. It can literally turn.
I don't, because I have never been able to use them.
Well, I've been on the other side. I've been on the other end of the litanies. Let's put it that way.
Just to go through his stats, though, he's movement 6, which hasn't changed. He's weapon skill, ballistic skill 2+, hasn't changed. He's strength marine, so strength 4, toughness 4, 5 wounds, 4 attacks, leadership 9, 3-up save, 4-up invul. And his Crosius in close combat is strength +2, so strength 6, AP -2, and 2 damage each.
So
that's not bad.
Punchy through.
Yeah, it could be a bit of a blender. And he's got a plasma pistol, so strength 7, AP -3.
And if you start propping with your hits, then he can hurt.
We're just looking at Ragnar here. He hasn't changed. Yeah. Ragnar is Ragnar.
He was probably written in Night Rules when he first came out, anyway.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Crom. Crom is one of those characters. If he left the book, I wouldn't go. Oh yeah, Crom's gone. Harold Deathwolf, who's your named character, Wolflord. Canis Wolfborn, who is your named character, company champion. He's on a wolf space. He's on a Thunder Wolf, and he's got twin lightning claws, but you can't use the stratagem on him. Here you go, though. This is where we're probably going to see all those relics and stratagems come in. The Wolflord on Thunderwolf, he's 7 power, which roughly translates to, looking in the back of the book,
140.
Wolflord on Thunderwolf, 110 points.
Ooh, that's cheap.
And then you give him 2 lightning claws for 5 points each.
Yeah.
120 points.
Sorry, 5 points for lightning claws of what you can do with them.
Yeah. So the Wolflord on Thunderwolf, so he's got bolt pistol, sightless chainsword, crushing teeth and claws, frag grenades, crack grenades. So he's movement 10. So you give him that warlord trait, so he's +1 to that for his advances, and he can advance and charge. So movement 10, weapon skill 2, ballistic skill 2, strength 4, toughness 5, 7 wounds, 4 attacks, plus the crushing teeth and claws. And then you've got leadership 9, a 3-up save. Being a Wolflord, he will have, Belt of Rust, so he's got 4 pinbomb save. He's got all the Angels of Death and Swift Hunters rules. He's got Rites of Battle, so reroll a hit roll of 1. So crushing teeth and claws, in case anyone doesn't know. Each time the bearer fights, it makes 3 additional attacks with this weapon, and no more than 3 attacks can be made with this weapon. So he is 4 attacks plus, so he's 7 attacks basically, but then you factor in the charges as well.
Yeah.
Have I lost you guys?
No,
you crying?
Yeah.
Well, it's just depressing, if I'm honest. I'm going to be completely honest here. It's like everything I wanted my Yannari to. Not in terms of the way that it works, because it's very space wolfy.
Sorry, just quickly here. Look how GW cheated out. Right, Harold Deathwolf, Wolflord on Thunderwolf. They've used exactly the same picture. I'm on to you, GW. I'm watching.
Well, just as a points-wise comparison, right, from the Forge World book, the Orc War Boss with Bike is back, and he's back in a big way. Because he's now 115 points, which is slightly cheaper. Has his Power Claw included in that as well. So,
yeah.
So for the CP, given the relative Killer Claw, which is obviously pretty brutal, he's like movement 14, weapon skill 2, 2, 5. He's now strength 6, toughness 7. It'd give him an extra point of toughness, which I thought was mad.
Toughness 7?
Might be yeah, I'm sure I read that. That's why I thought it was like. Am I reading this wrong? When I first double checked it. But he's only got a 4-up save, and he doesn't have an inbuilt invul.
Yeah.
So that's his difference.
So he's just basically charging powerhouse, kill something, then die. Whereas these are charging, kill something, and most probably survive.
Power up with different sagas in the process to just get heavier and harder.
And again, remember, he's advancing and charging.
Yeah, Warboss on Bike, strength 6, toughness 7. 7 wounds.
I'm just going to skim through some of these characters here.
Yeah.
There's no more characters really to look at. You've got your Lieutenant Wolfguard Battle Leader on Thunderwolf, so you can still have the reroll wounds of 1 as well nearby. The captain who is rerolling the ones to hit. Bloodclaws, they're up next. They're the ones who have the headstrong rule, so they have to charge the closest unit unless they've got a Wolfguard guy in it. Let's just check how many points is it to put a Wolfguard in it. Bloodclaw. Yeah, he's 18 points. He's the same point as a Bloodclaw, so why you don't do that, I don't know. I mean, you
Why
can
not have your
you can actually spend 33 points. Like you can spend 33 points to put a wolf guard in Terminator armor in that pack.
Oh,
which has been a trick you can always do. You can upgrade the wolf guard pack leader to a wolf guard and Terminator armor, which is great for older editions. And I'll have a look and see if it comes up again. So we got Grey Hunters. Nothing's changed there apart from the 2 wounds. Wolf guard again, 2 wounds, 2 attacks. Not much change there. Lucas the Trickster, Bloodclaw Hero. So he's an elite choice. You can't take him as a HQ. There's a fluffy list you could do with that. Here you go. In the last laugh, in the fight phase, if this model is destroyed by a melee attack made by an enemy model, roll off with your opponent. If you win the roll off, that enemy model's unit suffers D6 mortal wounds. Okay, so it used to be just that model is removed from play. Yeah. Pelt of the Doppelganger. Each time an attack is made, an unmodified hit roll of 1 to 3 always fails, irrespective of any abilities that weapon or the model making that attack may have. You can only hit him on a 4-up.
that's quite nice.
Yeah, I like that. Rebellious Presence. While other friendly Space Wolves units are within 3 inches of this model, subtract 1 from the leadership character's sake. Yeah. Bloodclaw Hero. You can re-roll the hit roll for Bloodclaws, Skyclaws, and Swiftclaws. Okay, cool. He's got his claw, strength +1, AP -2, 2 damage, and a plasma pistol. So, yeah. Wolfguard Terminators. Now, I've heard these guys have had a bit of a buff. As much as I try to avoid everything, because you can drop them down onto an objective, and then they can do the whole right. You don't want to come near me, but you want to get within 3 inches of this objective. No. I'm going to now heroically intervene into you. So you drop down Wolfguard Terminators with twin lightning claws.
Yeah, true. Yeah, there is some very nasty combos coming out of this book so far, I think.
Thunderhammer Storm Shield, Wolfguard Terminators. If only I built some of those. If only I'd ever built some Wolfguard Terminators with Thunderhammer Storm Shields. Or maybe I've built 15 with Lightning Claws. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to look into that. Here's our new unit, which is not a new unit. It's Reavers with a Space Wolf upgrade pack thrown in. So you've got your special issue bolt pistol, you've got your combat knife, you've got your grapnel launcher. Every model, you can't upgrade the weapon, so they can't then have the carbines.
Yep.
So knife and pistol. Unit 2, 6 or more. So you can have up to 10 with the Hound of Morkai pack leader added in as well. Has the outflank ability. Yeah. So Hunters Beyond Death. Models in this unit ignore the Lookout Sir rule if the target is a Psyker. In addition, each time a model in this unit makes an attack against an enemy Psyker unit, add 1 to that attack's hit roll, and add 1 to the damage characteristic of that attack. Okay. So the special issue bolt pistol is only damage 1.
Yeah, but if you can target, was it Psykers without?
Yeah.
So you can. That's not bad against some things where they screen the Psykers. You can go, well, I'll just at least get a few bolt pistol shots at you.
Yeah. I just want to check something. Yeah.
So
I'm just into the.
Why he's looking at that, Walshie? This is. I'm getting my hopes up for Ynnari and Orc codexes when they come out, mate.
Same here, to be honest. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I think I'd quite like to see some of the Crusade stuff as well for what goes on with that. But I don't know what. Yeah, I think specialist Space Wolves are getting out of this. Yeah.
Just very. So yeah, for some reason I thought the special issue bolt pistol was damage 2, but it's AP -2, not damage 2. So yeah, AP -2. Okay. But it would be damage 2 against the Psyker. So weird boys.
Yeah.
Lots of Nids. Lots of Nid Psykers, aren't there? Thousand Suns. We will kill the Thousand Suns.
Yeah, Eldar. That's not bad, to be fair, when you think about it.
Yeah. Tau, Necrons. Oh wait, no.
I mean, Death Guard are going to be popular. They always got quite a few.
But they've also got runic totems, so the unit can only be selected as the target of an enemy's psychic power if it is the closest enemy unit to the model manifesting psychic power. And in addition, each time this unit would lose a wound in the psychic phase, roll a d6. On a 4-up, that wound is not lost.
Yeah, alright.
And then they got the Morkai's Howl. While an enemy psychic unit is within 18 inches of this unit, subtract 1 from psychic tests taken for it. And while the psychic unit is within 6 inches, subtract an additional 1 from the psychic test taken for it. So you get them into combat with someone like Magnus. You're gonna make it, yeah. Unit of 10 against Magnus. I might dice that out one day. Wolfen, like we already saw on the community article, that each time a model in this unit is destroyed by a melee attack, if that model has not fought this fight phase, do not remove it from play. The destroyed model can fight after the attacking model's unit has finished making attacks and is then removed from play. So they can't attack, die, and then attack again.
Okay. They always get their attack even if they die beforehand.
Yeah, they always get the attack, but they can't double dip anymore.
No, that's fair enough.
They can't perform any of the actions.
That was the bit that made them so scary.
Yeah. Wolf and Howl, friendly Space Wolves infantry, bikers, cavalry, can reroll charge rolls made for that unit while friendly space. And whilst friendly Space Wolf Bloodclaw units within 12 inches, you can reroll charge rolls for them. So yeah, they will buff your cavalry and they will buff your Bloodclaws. Okay. And each time you make an attack for a model in this unit, if your army benefits from combat doctrines, the assault doctrine is treated as being active for your army. So they are always exploding on 6s. And in addition, this unit is always treated as having made a charge move for the purposes of shock assault.
Okay, that's not bad.
No,
if you're stuck in combat, they get an extra attack. As Walshie said before, how often are they actually going to get bombed down in combat?
Exactly. Again, here you've got your Wolf and Dreadnought makes a return. The Blizzard Shield is still a 4-up rather than the 3-up it used to be, but all through 8th it was a 4-up, so we've gotten used to that by now. He's got 2 types of attacks you can take on his axe, Cleave and Scythe. Cleave is you have to subtract 1 from the hit roll, but it's strength +4, so strength 10, AP -3, damage is D3 +3. So you've got 4 attacks, then you've got shock assault and everything else, but 4 attacks Oh, wait, have I missed that? I need to go back and have a look at something. Murderlust, Duty Eternal. So yeah, the Wolf and Dreadnought gets Duty Eternal and can't perform any actions. The other one, Scythe, is each time it makes an attack, the weapon profile make 2 hit rolls instead of 1. So it takes it up to 8 attacks at strength 6, AP -3, 1 damage each.
Nice.
Murderfang, strength ×2, so he's strength 12, AP -3, 3 damage with his claws. And you can reroll charge rolls made for this model. And it's got the Ragnar, makes 3 additional attacks instead of 1 as a result of the shock assault.
Nice.
Here's your Thunderwolf Cavalry. Again, 2 to 5 plus the pack leader. They are movement 10, strength 4, toughness 5, weapon skill 4, wounds 4, sorry. 2 attacks each, 3 for the pack leader. And then they've got all the same kit that you can give to, as we've discussed, the others. You've got your Sky Claws, who are just your Blood Claws, but with jump packs. So they've got all the same Berserk Charge, Headstrong. Yep. Long Fangs. Now I know there's been a change here. So they've got the Armorium Cherub.
I saw that. Yeah, no, I saw them use that on the TTT Batrap Bone used it. And it actually worked, to be fair. Like, it's not bad. Getting an extra round of shooting for 1 turn, it's not bad.
For one, It's like so the Armorian Jarrah, once per battle in your shooting phase, after this unit has shot, one model in this unit can immediately shoot one of its ranged weapons again.
Yeah, okay, that's nice.
So they were shooting at a Leviathan Dreadnought, and it left it on 6 wounds, and he fired his again, obviously with a chance of potentially killing it. And he put it down to 2 wounds. So I think it has a use. Like, it's not bad. Like, if you just need that last couple.
It's not as kind of flow interrupting as giving a 2-up like it used to do.
The biggest change here for Longfangs is they've lost their signature ability and just gained Signum, which is you can pick one model in the unit and that model has a ballistic skill of 2. Used to be you pick an enemy unit and you can reroll 1s against that unit.
Yeah, they used to have their own specialist tank.
Yeah, so it's a little bit.
Have they gained the move and fire with heavy weapons though? Can they ignore the penalty for moving and firing with heavy though?
Nothing that I can see here, no. Stormfang Gunship, my favourite. Everyone's come into the horribleness of that. He's got his Hellfrost, so Dispersed is heavy 3d3, Focused is heavy d3, Strength 10, AP -4, 6 damage. Oh, just flat 6 damage now. Oh, wow. Okay, you don't have to roll for that anymore.
That's nice.
The number of times I would hit with that and roll a 1 for the damage. Flat 6 on heavy d3. Huh. Okay. Then it's got its las cannons and it's got its melter array. So it's 2 heavy d3, strength 8, AP -4, d6 with the d6 +2 if it's within half range. So I don't like that it's gone to d3 because it used to be like a fixed number of shots, but I guess you could get 6 shots instead of 4 shots now. But... again, the Stormwolf, nothing's really changed there. They have added here, so yeah, they added that there as well. So just definitely confirming that Space Wolves get Centurions. 16 models, 16 transport capacity for the Stormwolf. Jump Pack Wolf and Terminator models take 2, Centurions take 3. So, and it cannot transport Primaris. And that's it. That's Codex Space Wolves.
I think
it's scary. It's a melee combat, so that's scary to come up.
They like the melee combat already.
But I think GW have done well. They've taken a Marine chapter that was known for its melee combat, let's put it there, and the odd shooting, and they've delivered like they've taken some of your shooty stuff away, but they've given you tons of tactical melee side, and I really hope that with Orcs they do the same sort of thing because I know
I'm interested to know if any Blood Angels players are watching this, what they feel or how they feel right now. But B, what will this mean for Blood Angels when the Blood Angels Codex come out? Because they are another melee-focused Marine army.
I think we'll see more of focus on like life after death and bloodthirsting side of things. I think
the Black Rage.
Yeah, I think we'll see more focus on them repeating, hitting hard, forcing them to come. Rather, yours is kind of like they're just meant to be strong and hit hard. And but I don't know. I feel Blood Angels are going to get a lot more shooty, like more like just if they die they can do something. Them that sort of feel.
Maybe, doing a resurrection side of things.
Yeah, because they like their angels, don't they?
I think tournament wise, though, I think with Wolves still getting the objective secured and everything.
No, it's not everything they do. They took that out.
Oh, did they? I missed that.
Yes, they re-FAQ'd that because that was insane.
Yeah, we weren't meant to. They weren't. Yeah, no.
Yeah, getting the tank.
Just core or something now then?
Probably.
Still, that's nice getting your Terminators and other bits with it.
I'm just trying to find something because Space Wolves used to have the thing where whenever they charged, they got +1 attack. They +1 to hit.
Wouldn't that be your super doctrine?
Is that the detachment ability?
Isn't that if all you only get super doctrine if you're all Space Wolves, don't you?
Yeah. So, Space Wolf detachment is one that only includes models with the Space Wolf keyword.
Yeah, that'd be the one.
That's what I'm reading here. Yeah, the Battlefield rules. So, Savage Fury. Yeah. So yeah, we've lost the +1 to hit in close combat. Ooh. Okay.
Then again, hitting on 2s across the board mostly though. So hitting on 3s is not too bad though, mate. If they do any minuses to you, because you know.
So what do they get instead?
So we just get in the Assault Doctrine, unmodified hit roll of 6 scores 1 additional hit.
I don't
See,
think.
now, isn't it the chapter tactics in the main Marine book? Isn't it that? Where it tells you what
Have we got it in there?
Have they done that and not actually put it in the spells
In the
book
codex.
as well? That's pretty bad.
But if that is the change though, I think I'd rather have the procs in 6s over the +1 to hit. Because as you said, they're automatic hits. They're not like you have to roll again. I know it's a 6-up, but considering now the cap of -1 to hit, the worst you're going to be hitting is 3s, potentially 4s on some units. So, is it that much of a loss? Probably not.
But I think for me, I'm always more getting the guaranteed hit to start with.
There you go. Chapter Tactics, Space Force, Hunters Unleashed. Each time a model with this tactic makes a melee attack, if the model's unit made a charge move, was charged, or performed a heroic intervention, add 1 to that attack skill roll. It's here.
So that's your doctrine, super doctrine, and you get this attachment ability onto. Oh Jesus Christ! You get that on top of it then. Oh.
Yeah, and units with this tactic are eligible to perform heroic interventions as if they were a character. So just as your super doctrine, everyone can heroic intervene 3 inches. And then you can spend 1 CP to double that to 6 inches or 3 or a character.
Yeah, I like the flavour you've got from this. It certainly is.
I was worried for a minute though.
But no, it definitely feels a very specialised codex. I don't think you'll be sitting back with your tanks trying to shoot stuff off the board anymore. You might.
To be honest, every list I've written for 9th, because obviously you're gonna write lists, you're gonna wish lists. Haven't had the tanks in them.
Yeah, see, I think
they've got the pulses in.
See,
but they haven't got the tanks or the flyer yet.
See, and all your tournament lists you took to our tournaments, Pete, they always had the tanks in, and they were your firepower. So
the tanks and Bjorn were the range threat, while everyone else tried to sneak up and get into combat.
But I don't think you need to sneak now. So you can see the massive shift there, just from what we hear, what you're going to change to. Yeah, I definitely think it's given me hope. But my only issue is Ynnari is going. I don't think Ynnari is going to get a new codex. I think we'll get rolled into the Eldercraft world. So I'll get the. I think out of all the factions, I think Orcs and Elder are going to suffer personally because we have so many all-rounder units. Like we have a bit of melee, we have some really good shooting, we have good psychers, and the same for you, Pete. You have good vehicles, you have some really good combat, and you do have generally okay shooting when it comes to mass shooting. Whereas I feel that we're going to get treated like all-rounders. Nids are going to get combat orientated, that's for sure. Necrons have been given the whole "we're not going to die, you've got to hit us hard to kill us" side of things, and some powerful weapons. I just feel like I am worried as well for the craft world that if we get this sort of treatment, if Ynnari is separate still, and we were treated separately in the rulebook, so I'm holding hope that we do get around codex. They kept us separate in the Psychic Awakening as well, so if that is the case, then I hope that we get treatment like this. But if we're not, then I am worried for my Ynnari. My Ynnari days might be up.
You'll retire on top though, won't you? I'm gonna play some games as Ynnari somehow. proxy baseballs just to take that off. Yeah.
No. But yeah, I think that went well. I don't think we've got anyone hanging on at this time. They peeled off earlier, which is fair enough. It is quite late now, and it is Monday tomorrow. So, I thank you very much for watching. If anyone's watching this on VOD, then thank you. If you can subscribe across our channels, would be great. And we will continue doing this as we've always said on every Sunday.
If anybody's got any Space Wolf specific questions, feel free to hit me up on our Facebook page.
Or if you want to chat about Wolf lists, come on our Discord, chuck it in the list talk, and let's bash out some ideas. We're in a situation where we're lockdown 2, so our normal side of business isn't happening. So we do want to keep with it.
We've been joined by Graham.
Hello. Hello, Graham. But just like one last note before we shut off, we might have seen a Blood Bowl post from us. We're starting a little round robin tournament. As Pete nicely said, if we can get the numbers, we will chuck a prize at it. So it's online, it's PC orientated. If you are interested, join our Discord or chuck a comment on the post and we'll get back to you. Thank you very much. Thanks, Walshie, for coming again. Thanks, Graham, for dropping in at the end. But yeah, and hope to see you guys next Sunday.
Yeah. See you then.